In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spaulding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spaulding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase. There has been $350 million in new construction since 2000. We have added 7 new residence halls, academic buildings and labs, as well as athletic facilities. Plant Hall even got new carpet and new windows. UT now has more than 3,000 events annually and 200 clubs and student organizations. We have won 13 NCAA Division II championships, and since 2000, Spartan teams have won 35 Sunshine State Conference titles. As a member of the University of Tampa Spartan family, you are a guiding force behind UT's remarkable success. We are alums, students, parents, and friends, and together we are changing lives. We are individuals, yet the greater whole is only complete when we work together. You have helped make UT a vibrant community with growing resources and a superior reputation. Just like in the beginning when professors worked without pay, the spirit of giving at UT remains strong. Last year, nearly $14 million was donated to the university by thousands of generous supporters. When we strengthen education, we strengthen our job force and our nation as a whole. Donations support academics, campus life, and a student's ability to afford an education. Your participation is what matters most and shows that our Spartan family believes in the future of UT. Whatever level of support, your gift is important to us and enables UT to provide the challenging, high-quality education that has defined our university. Thank you for helping UT achieve such great success.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for Game 2 of Bloomsburg against the University of Tampa. Last game, we saw Fantone and Russo driving in the runs for Tampa, as well as Bartholomew bringing in the runs for Bloomsburg. Tampa won 2-1. Here we are, no score, top of the first inning. And up to bat is Kaylee Leonard, the third base player, number 8. A 1-1 count to Leonard to kick things off. And she went around. It's a called strike by the plate umpire. 1-2. Swinging a drive, left field, caught. One down. Put away by Fantone in left field. Almost the same fielding alignment for the Tampa Spartans, except Allen is playing right field, Mack at first, and Galehouse is on the mound for the Tampa Spartans. Swing and a miss, strike one. Sage Weedlick coming up to bat, batting second for the Bloomsburg Huskies. And she takes one just off the corner, ball one. Here's the pitch. Fouled off towards the third base line, 1-2. Mariah Galehouse is on the mound for the Tampa Spartans. Number 21. She's 6-1 in 8 appearances, 7 starts, a save, 1.89 ERA, and 28 strikeouts in approximately 41 innings. She was playing right field last game and now taking the mound. It's a 1-2, and she's got a 1-2 count here on Weedlick. Taken high, ball 2. Counts even. And she pulls one foul down the third base line. Still 2-2. Takes one just off the corner. Ball 3, and I believe even the batter was prepared to walk away after that one. Started to take a step towards the dugout, and she takes that one low and works a walk. So, after perceiving herself to be struck out, she ends up with a walk on first base runner of the game. And now Alex Eismander comes up to the plate. She's catching today. Takes a strike. 0-1. And she's a little early on that off-speed pitch. 0-2. She was 1 for 2 in the first game today. And she takes an off-speed pitch over the outside corner. Strike 3. 2 down. Now Taylor Welsh up to the plate. She was 0 for 2, a walk and scored in game 1. And she takes ball 1 here. Two outs. And she takes a strike. Fastball right down the middle. Gets one on the outside corner. Strike 2, and now it's 1-2 with 2 outs. Galehouse with the off-speed pitch to strike her out and end this inning. 1 walk for Bloomsburg, nothing else. No score. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Tampa Spartans due up to the plate. Here's Lauren Fantone up leading off for the Tampa Spartans again. She was 2 for 3 in game 1. Drove in one of the Spartan runs. Had 2 singles. And she also scored and stole a base. Pretty good start to this day for her. And she looks to continue that into game 2 as she takes high and out for ball 1. Good leadoff hitter that knows how to get on base, which is what every coach wants. And she takes high and out, ball 2. It will be interesting to see how she performs today, though, in this lefty against lefty matchup. Takes upstairs, ball 3, and you have to assume she'll be taking all the way from here. Shows bunt, up high, ball 4, and she'll take her base for a walk. Here's Lily Keister up to the plate, batting second. She had a strikeout in the first game. Lays down a bunt. Back to the pitcher. Throws to first. And she's safe. Beat it out. An infield bunt for a hit. And there are runners at first and second with no outs. The pitcher is Kelly Eberly. 3.82 ERA. She's 1-1 this season. In approximately 15 innings. 22 strikeouts. So she knows how to get them swinging. And Russo also going to lay down a bunt, but it's in foul ground for a strike. Interesting seeing a bunt from your hitter in the third spot in the lineup potentially try to catch the defense off guard, as they did with the previous play for Keister. First and second, nobody out. Russo takes up high for a ball. She's at third base today, swapping over from second base in the last game, where she was 1 for 2, drove in a run. Shows bunt again, takes upstairs for a ball. The runners are going to hold, as that one skipped away for a moment. Upstairs, ball 3. 3-1, again showing bunt, again pulling back. Three and 1 count. The pitch. Takes a strike. She thought it was a ball. Russo was ready to take her base. Umpire called her back, and it's a full count now. And she slaps that one foul back into the backstop. Fighting hard in this at-bat. Staying alive. And they're making this pitcher work early, which is something Tampa is notorious for doing in these games. And takes upstairs, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. And the manager's going to come out for a quick chat with his pitcher. To Eberly, and in a difficult situation here, a close defensive game in game 1 we saw. It was 2-1, not much hitting from either side, and you wonder if maybe it'll be the opposite here. Maybe potentially the defenses are a little bit worn out despite the fresh pitchers in to start these games, and that could potentially take effect and maybe get the offense going, as both sides seem to take a little while to warm up to hit. Last game, now maybe they're good and ready to start spraying these balls across the field. As Wininger comes up to bat. In a big situation here, 2 runners in scoring position, bases loaded, nobody out. She was 1 for 3 in game 1, struck out once. Here's the pitch. Takes it up high, ball 1. Eberly about to throw her 13th pitch of the inning. Still looking for that elusive first out, and that ball is swatted foul the other way. Out of play. Takes one just low for a ball. A long hold there by the catcher. 2-1. Corner's in. Takes a strike down the middle. Evens the count, 2-2. Wininger now in a position to protect the plate. Takes it up high, and the count is full. Full count, no outs. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 4 brings in a run. And early on here, the Spartans take the lead, 1-0. A little different from game 1. Some offense going early on, as the Tampa Spartan batters are doing a great job of staying disciplined at the plate making the pitcher throw strikes, and as a result, gotten a couple of walks to eventually bring in a run. And now here's Mariah Galehouse. She was 0 for 3 in game 1, and she takes the ball in the dirt, 2-0. Looking for her first hit of the day. And she takes a strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Probably had the take sign there after a bunch of balls were thrown to the previous batters and such. And now she swats one, right center field. Chasing her back, they make the catch. Runners will tag. Run scores. Runner on first stays. Runner on second heads to third. It's now 2-0. With runners at the corners, 1 out. That's a sac fly. And Avery Perkins is the batter. She was 1 for 3 in game 1 with a base hit. Batting 5th now, after hitting 8th in game 1. Takes one down low for a ball. 1-0 with 1 out. Everly just looking to gain control back of the pitching circle here. Shows bunt. They fired a second. No one was covering, and the run's going to score. The catcher tried to throw out Wininger, who was stealing second, and it appeared the fielders were just simply caught sleeping. Nobody ran over to cover second on that. Nearly took her pitcher's head off as well with that throw, and that allowed a run to come in. There's a strike. They were just, infielders weren't on the same page there. You would think there's the possibility of cutting off a throw and going home with it when the runners are at the corners, but nothing appeared afoot in that play, as it's now 2-2. 1 out. Perkins takes low and in, skips away, and that's going to put Wininger over at third now. Count is full. Full count. Here we go. Popped up. Foul ground. Who's going to get it? And it is caught. Nice play by the catcher. Coming over to rip her mask off and get that one for the second out. And that holds Wininger at third. Can no longer score on a sac fly. And now Chevalier comes up to the plate. The catcher. She's looking for her first hit of the day. That ball skips away, and it's going to bring in a run. How about this? Another, I believe that's going to be a wild pitch for the 4th run for Tampa of this inning. After a defensive, pitch-heavy game in game 1, now all of a sudden, a couple of defensive errors and issues are driving these runs in. Wild pitches, walks, miscommunications on the infield, and not all that many hits. Still just 1 hit for Tampa, but 4 runs to support that. As the count's 1-1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt, ball 2. High and in, ball 3. 3-1. Up high and inside, ball 4, and the inning continues. Eberle now up to 34 pitches in this first inning. Only 2 of the runs are earned, but she's given up 4 walks. A wild pitch was charged to her, and she delivers a strike there. Max up to the plate. Swats one foul, and she's down 0-2. Didn't start in the first game, but now here she is in the second. Takes it outside for a ball. 1-2. Swinging a drive, right field, foul. Just out of reach. So despite the Spartans have nearly batted around the order, and yet their box score will read 1 for 2 as of now. Very few actual at-bats, many plate appearances, but walks and errors and such have put them on base and kept this inning alive. And that pitch is low and out. Ball 2 evens the count at 2. Two-two pitch. Swinging a drive, right field. Fair ball down the line and into the corner. That one is going to roll. Mac's going to head into third. She's going to stop there. It's an RBI triple for Mac. And the Spartans are up 5-0. Second hit of the game. Driven right down the line. Just caught some of the white. That ball couldn't have been more perfectly placed into the corner to get herself to third base. And now time is called. And it looks like that's going to be it. They're going to make a pitching change. Lillian Gray is going to be the new pitcher on the mound for Bloomsburg. An unfortunate outing for Eberly. She only managed to get 2 outs in the first inning. Just a slightly rocky start, and you have to hope, I'm sure, still early in the season, she'll be able to bounce back in her next opportunity. Meanwhile, it's Lillian Gray out to pitch. She's appeared in 1 game so far this season. 3.00 ERA, 2.1 innings. Gave up 1 run and 2 hits. And 1 strikeout in that outing. So this is a relatively new situation for her this season. Getting an opportunity to shine early in this game and hopefully shift gears for momentum for Bloomsburg is probably what the coach is expecting. Still early in the season, but Bloomsburg is looking to get on the board. So it'll be Steph Ballmer up to bat. Batting 8th. Runner on third. Takes one low and inside, ball 1. Ballmer was 0 for 1 in game 1. Playing short, struck out once. And she grabs one to short here. Skips up, nice pickup, and throws her out to end the inning. And they get out of it, but not before the Tampa Spartans put up 5 runs on 2 hits. We head to the top of the second inning. Tampa leads 5-0. We'll be right back. We're back here, top of the second inning. Tampa Spartans lead 5-0 as Bloomsburg comes up to the plate. And this is exactly what you want as the coach of Tampa, to get out to a hot and heavy start after a slow one in Game 1. A defensive game there that ended 2-1, little offense from both sides, and here it's the opposite. A couple of mistakes and errors to boot with some walks, pass balls, and wild pitches drove in some runs for Tampa early on. And now Bloomsburg looks to dig themselves out of a hole. It's Bartholomew to lead things off as she takes a strike. And the count's 1-1. Takes one just off the plate, ball 2. She was 1 for 3 in game 1. Drove in a run on a base hit. And she swings and misses at that, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Slow one through the hole. A base hit past the diving Wininger. That ground ball was hit slowly, but just had enough on it to get through and into right field for a base hit. And that puts a runner on first, nobody out. Now here's Culp up to bat. She lays down a bunt. Back to Gauss, throws to first. And they're going to say she's safe. That Mack did not fully have possession of the ball. It hit her in the glove, skipped up her wrist briefly before she handled it with her bare hand, but it wasn't quite quick enough, and that's going to put both runners on. So now it's first and second, nobody out, and maybe this will be an offensive bout between these two teams. Takes a ball just outside. It's Little up to the plate. She was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in game 1 and a walk. And she takes one down the middle for a strike, 1-1. Shows bunt, pulls back, and she bloops that one foul out of play. And now it's 1-2. Showing bunt still. And it's called strike 3. Pitch on the outside corner, a debatable one, something that we've seen both in this game as well as game 1 today. Some uproar from the Bloomsburg crowd. One away. And Kropinski's up. Takes a strike. She also showed bunt on the first pitch. She was 0 for 3 in game 1. Struck out once. She's looking for her first hit of the day. Takes a ball upstairs, 1-1. And takes one outside, ball 2. Showing bunt, pulls back. Slow dribbler on the infield, scooped, and she only gets the play at first. Excellent play by Russo. She looked to second, realized she had no shot of getting her, and went to first instead. Nearly a snow cone play off that slow rolling ground ball to get the second out of the inning. Runners advance to second and third. Swing and a miss. It's Cransley up to bat. She did not appear in game 1. She's hitting .333 on the season in 5 games played. 3 doubles so far. And she takes a ball to even the count at 1-1. Her first start of the day. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And now Galehouse is one strike away from finishing this inning off, limiting the damage to nothing. And she gets her on the off-speed pitch out in front, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Galehouse 3 strikeouts in this game. We head to the bottom of the second. Tampa Spartans lead 5-0.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Fantone to lead things off. Top of the order, bottom of the second. Spartans batted around in the first inning. She's 2 for 3 in game 1. And she takes a strike on the upper left-hand corner, 0-1. Fantone walked in her first at-bat, first plate appearance, and then later scored the first run for the Spartans in what would be a 5-run bout of that inning. Counts 1-1 now. Pitch was upstairs. Driven, right field, but that is going to be caught by Colt. 1 down. Gray on the mound. Came in relief as Keister comes up to the plate. And that is swatted foul the other way. On 1 count now. Keister's 1 for 1 today. And she grounds one to second. Nice play, throwing her out at first. 2 down, a backhanded stop. Keeping the ball in the infield. And now Alexa Russo comes up to try to keep the inning alive with 2 outs. She drives one. Oh, a diving catch by Kranzel at second base. An excellent play and a showsmanship by both teams there. A nice play to stop that from being a base hit. We're going to head to the bottom of the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive.
Here's Leonard to lead things off. She was 2 for 4 in game 1. 0 for 1 today. And she takes a ball to kick things off. Galehouse has only allowed 2 hits so far in this game in 2 innings. A walk and 4 strikeouts. But she's already about to throw her 38th pitch. Grounded through the hole off the glove of Balmer. That will likely go as a base hit. That ball was hit pretty hard. Should have gotten through the hole. It was actually a nice stop by Balmer to keep that one on the dirt. But it's a runner at first with nobody out. Now Weedlick comes up to bat. She walked in her first plate appearance. Shows bunt last second to trickle that one the other way. Foul. Strike 1. Clearly trying to bunt for a hit while also advancing the runner there, but didn't quite get the bat out in front in time. Now she swings, pulls one into left, but it's going to be caught by Fantone for the first out. That'll be an F7, 1 down. Runner stays put. Here's Eichmann. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. She's 0 for 1 today. Struck out her first time and in danger of doing the same here. Looking to protect the plate. Swats one, but right at Wininger at second base for the second out. A little pop out there. 2 down. There would not have been an infield fly there regardless, but 2 outs, and now Welsh comes up to the plate. Takes one on the outside corner for a strike. She's 0 for 1 today, struck out in her first at-bat. And now she takes another fastball. That ball had some blaze on it. You could hear the crackle in the catcher's glove. 0-2. The delivery. Struck her out. And that's going to end the inning. Galehouse with her 5th strikeout of the game through 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Tampa still leads 5-0. We'll be right back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Tampa up 5-0. Wininger up to the plate. She walked in her first at-bat. Walked with the bases loaded that drove in a run, and then she later scored. Part of that big first inning for Tampa, in which they're still only at 2 hits, but 5 runs on the board. Some wild pitches, walks, and errors. Oh, when she drills the pitcher with a ground ball there, probably going to be a base hit. They're going to call time and check on her. It's a good thing that ball skipped in the dirt before it came off her leg, because that ball was coming in fast. And she waves everybody away, says, "I'm fine, let's keep going." That's some courage right there. That ball came in hard. And she appears to be perfectly fine, steps right back on the mound, and ready to deliver again. Takes one up high for a ball. It's Galehouse up to the plate. She has an RBI today. And another pitch up high, 2-0. Another part of the reason why that last hit is charged with a hit rather than an error is not only because it came off the pitcher, but it was highly likely to go through her legs or straight up the middle. And that ball is bunted backwards foul. Straight up the middle into center field had the pitcher not deflected it regardless, as the infield was not shifted in any way that would have affected that ground ball. So it was probably going to be a base hit regardless of hitting the pitcher. Hard grounder at short, to second for one, back to first. Safe. Might have beat it by a step. It looked like a tie, which is supposed to go to the fielder, but he makes the call that she was safe, and there's only one out. Reaches on a fielder's choice, Wininger. And now Avery Perkins comes up to the plate. I'm sorry, Galehouse on first base. And Perkins at the plate. Takes a called strike on the outside corner there, 0-1. She's 0 for 1 today. Takes one outside. Ball 1. Evens the count 1-1. And she swings and misses a little out in front of that one, 1-2. Interesting field alignment here for Bloomsburg, as normally with a lefty at the plate, you'd have the shortstop cover for a steal. But that doesn't seem to be the case, as she taps one slowly to short, gonna go to first, and skips away. Stays in play, and the runners are gonna advance. So now they've got second and third with one out. Would look like a potential routine ground out, maybe even a double play. Instead, it'll be an error. And on the throw, and it's going to be runners at second and third, one out. And Lexi Chevalier comes up to the plate. Big opportunity to do some more damage here. She scored already today after walking. Takes a fastball down the middle. Strike one. Swing and a miss a little bit early there, and now she's 0-2. So despite the big outing and coming in relief, Gray has only thrown 18 pitches so far. Here's the 19th, and it's taken just outside 1-2. Not much action to the outfield so far in this game. Could change though. And she pulls that one foul towards her on-deck batter. But no damage, no injuries. No connection there, so it's still 1-2. One out. Here we go. Hard grounder, right at short. Goes to first to get the out. Both runners advance. Kropinski did not look back Perkins at second to make sure that she would stay, but you know what? She might have had to act that quickly to throw out Chevalier because she was moving pretty fast towards first base. So the run scores, but there are two outs, and now it's 6-0. That ball is fouled back. Here's Mack up to the plate. Fouled off the first, 0-1. Takes one outside for a ball, 1-1. That run is unearned so far for Gray. Line, left field, softly, base hit. That's going to bring in a run. And now that first run's going to become earned. The second one isn't. And Tampa is up 7-0 now in the third inning. They are pouring it on right now, early in this game. Soft grounder towards short, base hit through the hole. Just under the glove, squeezing through there. And there are runners at first and second. That was Weedlick. I'm sorry, that was Ballmer. And now Lauren Fantone comes up to the plate. She's leading off this inning. Leading off this game. And she swats one foul. As she did in the first game, she's 0 for 1 today. Walked and later scored. Now the Tampa hits are starting to even out with the runs scored. 6 hits, 7 runs. And she takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Fantone now has to protect. With runners at first and second, trying to keep this inning going. And she takes high and outside for a ball, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled back, out of play. She stays alive. Still 1-2. Ballmer on first. Mack at second. And here's the pitch. Slowly dribbled towards third. Throw to first. It skips away. Another error. Run scores. Both runners advance as well. Ballmer goes to third. Fantone to second. Still 2 outs. It's now 8-0. Third error of the game for Bloomsburg. They're having some defensive struggles here, especially on these throws to first base. Normally when something like that happens, you have to think it's a sort of mental block in which you just struggle to get out of your head and make that throw, because really it's what they're used to doing most often in these games, of throwing the ball back and forth. It's fielding it that has more of the difficulty. You don't know if it's going to take a short hop, but it seems that these mental blocks may be affecting their performance. And now Devin Hannon comes in to pinch hit. So Keister no longer batting in this game. Devin Hammond's in. Takes ball 1. Hammond's a sophomore from St. John's, Florida. And she takes a strike on the lower outside corner. 1-1. Hammonds is hitting .429 in 6 games so far. 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And she taps that foul down the third base line. No doubles or triples so far this season. 3 singles in 7 at-bats and 9 plate appearances. And takes a ball there. Evens the count. It's 2-2. Slowly tapped. Short gets it. And she's going to be safe. The run scores. And it looks like they're going to give her a hit for that. That ball was slowly tapped just past the glove of Leonard into the glove of Kropinski. But even by the time she fielded it perfectly cleanly, it did not matter. They were still able to reach base. They had no shot of throwing her out. And there's going to be another pinch hitter, ladies and gentlemen. Alyssa Carfora is coming in, the utility player out of Middletown, New Jersey. She's played in 5 games this season. She's 1 for 5 in them, scored once, but she's got 2 RBIs. And she takes one low and inside for a ball. Takes a ball, and it's 2-0. Takes a strike, and now it's 2-1. 2-1 pitch now. Ground ball to second, throws to first, and they get her to end the inning. But not before Tampa pours on another 4 runs. They lead 9-0. We're headed to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be right back.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, top of the 4th inning, 9-0. Tampa brings in a new pitcher. It's KT Simone on the mound. She was doing damage with her bat in the first game, and now potentially she could do the same from the pitching circle in this one. She's made 4 appearances this season, started in 2 of them. 2-0 record, yet to give up a run in 11 innings, and has 14 strikeouts to boot. Those are some incredible numbers, averaging more than 1 strikeout per inning without giving up a single run. And meanwhile, at the plate, she's hitting over 300, so she is an all-around player here for the Tampa Spartans. Bartholomew comes up to the plate. She's 1 for 1 today, has a base hit. Right now, the Spartans are 7 for 16 in this game with 4 walks, batting .438 as a team. Meanwhile, the Huskies are just 3 for 12, hitting .250. And there's a pause right now. It seems they're making some kind of defensive switch, or maybe she had the wrong glove on. Ballmer's back out there. Maybe it was just a glove switch. Playing shortstop. Try something out. Something new in this 9-0 game. Top of the 4th. Galehouse out of the game. And there's strike 1. to begin DeSimone's outing here. Top of the fourth. Takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-2. Nice start by DeSimone here, coming into this game. Oh, 2. Swatted foul the other way. Punched. At bat continues, staying alive now. The 0-2 pitch on its way. And that one's also fouled off. Similar spot. The other way. Bartholomew fighting these balls off. And looking to bring up that average on the season. And now she punches one into left. It's going to fall for a base hit. And it's going to skip down, throw to second. She is out trying to stretch into a double. A base hit and thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double. The ball skipped under the glove. The ball skipped under the glove briefly of Fantone before she recovered. And then threw her out trying to get to second there. One down. And honestly, you can't really blame that attempt there. In a 9-0 game, you got to do anything you can to advance on these bases and get some runs. And that was the risk she was willing to take. Unfortunately, it did not pay off. But now Culp is up to bat. She's 1 for 1 today with a base hit. And she gets a piece of that one into the catcher's mitt for strike. Here's the pitch. Low in the dirt for a ball. Looking for a second hit of the day. 2-1 count. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Evens the count at 2. So Bloomsburg now has their 3rd hit of this game. No runners on, though. And she swats that one foul the other way, out of play. DeSimone looking to make quick work of this inning if she can. Two and 2 is the count with 1 out. Long pause, and here's the pitch. Taken up high, count is full now. DeSimone looking to get some control here of the mound, of the pitching circle, as she came in relief here in the 4th inning. And there's another foul ball down the left field line, out of play. Well, you got to hand it to Bloomsburg. They're battling. Despite the 9-0 deficit, they're still fighting, keeping these at-bats alive and trying to get their way back into this game. Takes it up high, ball 4, and she walked her. And Ashley Manti, the outfielder, is going to come in to pinch hit. Her first appearance in this doubleheader. Oh, excuse me, it's Lindsay Raynal for the Huskies. Manty's on the Spartans, and she takes high and in for ball one. Raynal, pitcher and also plays first base, junior for the Huskies from Pennsylvania. A 1-0 count to her. And she drills that one back at us. Foul. 1-1. Takes it low for a ball. Culp started to get quite the jump there at first base. Watson thought that she might have a shot to steal, but she retreated. 2-1 now. Swing and a miss, strike two. The 2-2 now. Struck her out swinging. 2 away. That's DeSimone's first strikeout of the game. And now Cami Kropinski comes in. Up to bat. She's 0 for 1 today. Showing bunt. Pulling back. And swinging and missing, strike one. Kropinski is still in search of her first hit of the day. She was 0 for 3 in game 1, 0 for 1 today. And she whiffs on another 0-2. Another fastball. DeSimone looking to get out of this inning now, her first inning of this game. The 0-2 pitch. And it's fouled back. Out of play. Still 0-2. Low and outside, ball one. 1-2. Pop back foul. She continues to battle. Bloomsburg Huskies are really keeping these at-bats alive and long. Doing what they can despite going down early in holes. 0-2, 1-2, 2-2. Still managing to keep the at-bats alive. And now she takes low and inside and the count is even at 2. Really making DeSimone work to get through this inning. Fouled off again. And the at-bat continues. Time called by Kropinski, taking a minute, trying to shake DeSimone's rhythm if she can. Even though Kropinski's the one in rhythm with the foul balls. Here's the pitch. A ball. She checked her swing, held it up on one in the dirt, and now the count's full. And that will set Culp into motion over at first base. Still showing bunt. Still pulling back. Struck her out on high heat. Ends the inning. DeSimone finishes things off. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Tampa 9, Bloomsburg nothing. We'll be right back.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the fourth inning. Abby Siegel up to bat. Against Gray. Appearing in her fourth inning of the game. She's given up 4 runs, 2 earned, and is yet to get a strikeout in this game. There's a small delay. We're missing a home plate umpire right now. So, probably retrieving some softballs for the upcoming inning. But I have been informed in this 9-0 game, if Bloomsburg does not put anything on the board in the 5th, that will be it. As a result of the run-ahead rule, which is 8 runs after 5 innings, Tampa would officially have won this game as they look to add to their total score here in the bottom of the 4th. And Bloomsburg attempts to mitigate those efforts. First pitch is a strike, fastball, 0-1 for Siegel. And she takes one high and outside for a ball, 1-1. Popped back foul, out of play, 1-2. And this is where both teams have done a really good job of battling down 0-2, 1-2 holes, and just keeping the at-bats alive by continuing to foul off pitches. Let's see if that'll happen here. And this one is driven deep, right center field, and it is all the way to the warning track and to the fence. She's going to head for third. The ball skipping to the infield. Starts to head home and then thinks better of it. And she'll take her triple happily before hesitating to come home. I think she wanted to go home, but her third base coach held her up. Didn't want to give her the opportunity. In a 9-0 game, it's understandable. You don't want to run the score up too much if you can help it. Now that'll bring up Allen. Takes one, bouncing the dirt, ball 1. I'm sorry, Kate DeSimone is up to the plate. Number 7. Takes upstairs, ball 2. She's the pitcher as well in this game. Came in relief. Takes a strike. 2-1. Runner on third. And takes another ball. 3-1. Hitter's count now for DeSimone. And she takes a strike. Thought it was ball 4. Instead, the count is full. pitch. And she smacks it foul the other way. DeSimone is 2 for 3 in game 1. Full count. Takes it, ball 4, down low. Runners at the corners now, nobody out. And now Mac Allen comes up to the plate, number 11. This is her first at-bat of the game. Spartans are currently hitting .471 in this game as a team. .500 with runners on. As Allen takes high and outside for a ball. 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and 4 for 8 with 2 outs. As time is called here, manager's going to come out, speak to his pitcher. Telling her to take it easy, bring the ball down, focus in on throwing strikes. This is a low-pressure situation, of course. So you really just want to see what you can do standing in the pitching circle and giving the ball to the batters and making them be the ones to take action rather than pitching around them and putting runners on bases. And there's a called strike. So the manager's pep talk seems to work, at least initially. Counts even at 1. Swatted into left. It is foul. Just enough curve on that one to go out of play. Kenzie Allen waits for the pitch. And she takes something off speed, but it's high and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 count now. And it's low and out. Counts full. No fears of any runners going here in this situation. And she tips it into the glove of the catcher. Strike 3. And that's 1 away. DeSimone will be staying put unless the ball goes into play, is what I was insinuating earlier.
Number 15, Caroline Watson.
And now Caroline Watson comes up to the plate. The catcher. And she drives one left center field. Caught. And the run comes in to score. That was by Bartholomew. And that's the second out. But Tampa's now up 10-0. Two down, runner on first. And now Miranda Perez comes up to bat, number 20. A senior from Wesley Chapel, Florida. And she fouls one back. She's only played 1 game, has 3 plate appearances and 2 hits. And she takes a strike down the middle. 1-2. She also scored in that game. But now she's down 1-2 here. And she punches one at short, makes the catch to end the inning to Krupinski. But Tampa gets one more. 10-0. We head to the top of the 5th. Bloomsburg will be up to bat. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the 5th inning. Tampa Spartans lead the Bloomsburg University Huskies 10-0. And if Bloomsburg cannot put any runs on the board in this inning, ladies and gentlemen, as a result of the run-ahead rule, the Tampa Spartans will win this game, finishing it after 4.5 innings. As Taylor Cransley comes up to the bat, attempting to keep this thing going. She's 0 for 1 today, struck out in her first at-bat. Dee Simone's back out on the mound for the Spartans. About to throw her 22nd pitch in her second inning of play. And she takes a heater down the middle, strike one. Dee Simone's has 2 strikeouts in that 1 inning of pitching. Looking for a third. And that's fouled back up into the net, and now it's an 0-2 hole. Ball drops back into play, dribbling right back to Dee Simone. And again, as we spoke earlier, Dee Simone has shown what she can do with the bat, and now she's doing the same in the pitching circle. Slow dribbler right back to her. How about what she can do with her glove as well? Fields that one cleanly for the first out of the inning. That's versatility. And there's going to be a pinch hitter for the Huskies. It's Gianna Gombita. Regularly plays third base as well as a utility player. And she swings and misses at the first one for strike one. Gombita's played in 3 games so far, batting .400, 2 for 5. And she swings and misses again. Got a piece of it, actually, but it's strike 2. She has a double and a single so far this season. Fouls one back in on the hands, keeping the at-bat alive. It's still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. 1 out. And she takes one just out of the zone for a ball, 1-2. Strike 3 called. 2 down. And now the Spartans are an out away from finishing this one off. And that's going to bring up Sage Weidlich. Sage Weidlich up to the plate with 2 down. She's 0 for 1 today, also walked, and she takes strike 1. Dee Simone has thrown some excellent heated fastballs in this game. And there's another one, but it's on the outside corner for strike 2. I was preparing to say outside, but apparently not. And the 0-2 tips it to stay alive, fouled off. Catcher's okay. Barely got a piece of that one. Still 0-2. And here it is. Swatted, right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And the game stays alive. 2 outs, a runner on first base. And now Alex Eisminger, the catcher, comes up to the plate. She's 0 for 2 today, struck out once. Takes a strike over the outside corner, a fastball, 0-1. The pitch. Takes another one. This one inside the zone. 0-2 now. And again, DeSimone is a strike away from giving the Spartans a victory. Ripped foul just past the third base line. Nearly could have been damaging all the way into the corner. Instead, the count's still 0-2. And the at-bat continues. Got a decent barrel on that one. DeSimone steps back on. And she taps that one foul back off the home plate. And the count remains. Looking for her first hit of the day. Here's the pitch. And she pulls this one. Popped, also out of play. Foul down the left field line. Continuing on. The pitch. Popped back, out of play again. Still foul. Still 0-2. And this has been a trend all game long on both sides of batters getting behind in the count and then just fighting pitches off relentlessly off these pitchers, both by Tampa and Bloomsburg. Doing it again. Yet again. Fouled off. Here's the 0-2. Popped up, foul ground. It's going to drop. Out of play. Still 0-2. The pitch. Dribbled. Nice play by DeSimone to make the out, a ground out at first. What a quick glove. That looked like a base hit up the middle. And that's the game. The Tampa Spartans win 10-0 on 9 hits after a 5-run first inning that consisted of an error, some wild pitches, some miscommunications, stolen bases, walks, and the like. But eventually Tampa just kept piling on the runs, powering up their offense, and Bloomsburg seemed to leave it all in the first game. In what was a defensive game, this one was offensive. Tampa wins 10-0 over Bloomsburg. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see you next time at Spartans TV. Good night.